Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Torrance Ford Presents. Join me as we walk through a listing in East Atlanta area. We thought we would spend some time discussing things that brokers and real estate owners aren't necessarily teaching, and it is how to handle an overpriced listing. What are your action steps? What do you do? What the heck is next? How do I sell this property? I've worked hard to secure the listing. We've got signatures. All the motion is behind the seller on what is the agent doing for me at the moment. Let's talk through this as we share some really cool tips on how to sell an overpriced listing without reducing the price. So one of the really cool tips that we've had on selling overpriced listings in the Atlanta market are using what's called reverse Caravan. So with COVID happening and with us being in a pandemic, agents aren't really willing to just converse in large spaces or congregate in large spaces. So what we've had success in thus far is doing the reverse Caravan, where we'll send an email to probably 50 to 100 agents that have sold in that area, in that price range, within $150,000 SKU of the price of that listing. And we will offer them maybe a $50 to $100 gift card giveaway by way of them going by the house, previewing the house, and maybe answering a list of 6 to 8 very tough questions that we in turn present back to the seller. We take that information that we've gathered, whether it's price, condition, staging, you have it, and we utilize that information from top agents. And that's another huge caveat to the reverse Caravan. We're actually going after agents that know the market and that they've sold well over 20 plus homes per year, so that the seller can't necessarily push back saying they don't know the market or their market. Another great tool has been virtual staging. Let me show you a tip over here. One thing we've done with the virtual staging, it's a fraction of the cost, obviously, for the agent's investment. But once you have the virtual staging, you can set up different diagrams. This is probably a diagram of this family room and what it would appear if it were staged. Actually, it showcases the dining room as well. So we use an amazing company called boxbrownie.com for $27, maybe $30 per photo. They will virtually stage that house. So we've had great success with showcasing different varieties of that. Another tactic we've used is really having the agent partner with the seller on staging the property. So I've taken some listings where I've taken on the expense of staging the home, but I will amend my listing agreement with the seller to say, hey, once the house sells, you're going to reimburse our firm back 50% of those staging costs. It's a win-win for everyone. We're getting the listings sold, and the seller is moving on to their next project or moving on in their endeavors. As we continue, we just want to talk about refreshing the photos. If you get an overpriced listing, you've got to switch it up. You've got to mix the photos up. Sometimes you may want to have the house reshot. On certain listings, we've had the photos retaken. The grass is greener, the sunlight is better. It's just a completely different vibe. So it's okay to mix in the photos. In addition to refreshing the photos, you want to have some things that showcase life outside of the house, such as a new brewery, a new restaurant, a new pet shop that just opened up, something that gives the potential buyer life outside of that listing. In addition to the photos, we probably want to start refreshing your listing remarks. Start from scratch. Delete everything you've had before. Write out maybe 8 to 12 bullet points that you love about the house, and craft around that things that a buyer can enjoy outside of the house as well. Okay? If you're at a loss of words, sometimes it's important to ask your spouse or your parent or a good friend of yours what they think of the house, what do they see, and use those items in your remarks. last but not least, I just want to talk about lighting. So over here, you'll see a keeping room off of the kitchen where we essentially are changing the brightness of the bulb. So we're going to more of a white LED bulb. There's joys in having a wooded backyard such as this one, but when there's a wooded backyard, there's also probably a lighting issue of natural light coming into the house. So people want to see brightness and they want to feel that life when they turn the light on and step foot in their home. So just want to continue to bring new, fresh ideas on what to do when you have an overpriced listing to sell that darn house. Be good. Take care.